Hey everyone, Ryan Finn with the Finn Group, and I'm glad to be back in the office. It's 2022, and it's got a lot of people thinking, what is 2022 going to bring? We've seen a lot of things change in our economy, and one thing's for sure, we're studying our market as well, and we're studying it for you. So what are the predictions for 2022? What is that going to look like? We studied last year, and year over year, traditionally, we're looking at new home buyers at about 30% of our purchasers in the market. Well, last year, we actually saw that drop by 5% down to 25%. Now, that doesn't seem like a whole lot of change, but ideally, it is a lot of difference in the market. And when we see a drastic change like that for our new homeowners, and our first-time buyers out there, that tells us that something's happening, and you're probably knowing what happened last year. We saw a lot of inflation, and we saw valuations in properties just soar. Sometimes in some areas we saw them over 20%. Now in our immediate area, we saw rates right around 10 to 12% in valuation. So imagine living in a $300,000 house, and now all of a sudden this year, you're right, it's worth $330,000, maybe $340,000 in just 1 year. So it's a really good thing for the homeowners, but our first-time home buyers, it's a tough market out there for them. So there's some things that they're going to have to do to position themselves for 2022. Now, taking a look at what happened last year with the iBuyer program, that was something that was really new to the market, and we had a lot of investors purchasing properties. And these were cash buyers working with other corporations to purchase these properties for investment opportunities. Well, what we saw was they were overbuying these properties, meaning they were paying more than they should have, which I think led to a little bit of our new homeowners, our first-time home buyers, getting beat out of the market. So these people come in and they overbought last year. I see them after taking a massive loss after they finish their year out. They're going to take a step back on the iBuyer program, which will then open that door for our first-time home buyers. Now, looking at our mortgage rates, because we've got to consider what that looks like, the feds are definitely looking to increase our mortgage rates this year. And what we're seeing is they're going to want to push them up each quarter. And I think we're looking at possibly hanging out around that 4% mark by the end of the year. So to say 4% is, oh my gosh, the rates are really rising. 4% is an amazing rate, okay? When we saw rates in the the mid upper 2s and 3s, oh my gosh, historically low. We know we can't stay there forever due to inflation. We've got to control inflation, and how do you do that? You change the interest rates. So yes, be prepared for your interest rates to rise. Don't panic. Because like I said, 4% is an amazing rate. And just think, if you're older like me, and I was a kid in the 80s, yet looking at what happened in the housing market in the 80s, interest rates soared to 18% at that time. And people were still buying houses then. And even in the 90s, we were still purchasing houses, and the rates then were 8 to 9%. So for us to move to the 4% mark on interest rates is really still a superior rate, and that will control some of the inflation in the market as well. Now, looking at what some of our economists are saying for evaluation and appreciation on your home values this year, they think they're going to be much lower. And so they look at it on a scale of what's nationwide, what are they going to see happen across the nation, and they're predicting around 3% evaluation increase on your property, which is a pretty normal amount. That's a healthy amount. 3.5% a year is great. I predict here in the market we live in, the Kansas City metro, I would be prepared for right around a 6%. And the reason why we could be higher, because usually the coast areas are higher than the Midwest area where we live, is because I think they've had that big boost on the coasts, and that's still trickling into the Midwest, and we're still going to be able to receive some of that interest and that as far as the increase in pricing for our home. So I really see us hitting that 6% mark this year. So rest assured, it's going to be another phenomenal year in 2022 on evaluations for your property. Be prepared for a little higher interest rates, which will slow down our inflation, which is a good and healthy thing. But overall, I see another phenomenal year in 2022. And if you thought about getting into the market and purchasing your first home, it's definitely something we would do earlier in the year than later in the year. And if you're looking to sell your home, it's going to be a phenomenal year for you as well. So these are my predictions for 2022. I hope to get an opportunity to speak with you, have further questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're always happy to help. I'm Ryan Finn with the Finn Group. I'll see you next time.